Hello and welcome to ATF TV. I'm Christine Zhou reporting from London. Today we are pleased to welcome Michael Walker to ATF TV. Michael is the head of Working Capital Finance, Asia Pacific for Finastra, and joins us from Singapore to talk to us about artificial intelligence and its role in trade finance. Welcome to ATF TV, Michael.
Thank you for having me, Christine.
Michael, in general, what impact has technology had on trade finance? And more superficially, what effects have the COVID pandemic brought?
Technology fundamentally is having a democratizing impact on trade and finance, making it more open and inclusive for all through a reduction in that cost and lowering those barriers to entry. Emerging and maturing technologies are driving a long-term and long overdue modernization of the trade finance industry, I would say, and are having an impact really in three distinct ways. So firstly, increasing the efficiency of existing processes where technologies such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, and advanced data capture are streamlining the input and analysis of data, whilst the increased amount of data that is available provides finance providers with more visibility and a means of reducing risk and that cost per transaction. Secondly, supporting the development of new business models. So technologies such as blockchain, distributed ledgers with their inherent characteristics around shared data visibility, ownership, and immutability are forcing a review of those current processes and the governing rules of the business to make them suitable for application with those technologies and the business models they drive. Thirdly, and finally, in that respect, we're seeing an impact in terms of talent attraction and retention. Trade finance has not really previously been seen as the obvious choice for someone looking for a career at the cutting edge of technology. However, the applicability of these emerging and maturing technologies means that more people are being attracted into this business on a daily basis.
Michael, how is the emergence of blockchain technology and its inherent characteristics like data mutability and smart contract support helping banks reduce the need for data duplication and support process automation?
Blockchain and distributed ledger technology has really been seen in some quarters as the panacea from a trade finance perspective. It certainly has the potential to allow multiple parties to leverage on a single golden source of data that can support distributed access and storage, for example, with shared ownership of that data and inherent security against unwanted changes. These characteristics give it the potential to provide significant efficiency gains in that process. The adoption of this technology, particularly as the international rules governing trade and trade finance are currently geared towards physical documents and ultimately a linear transfer of ownership at a point in time. Therefore, an update of these rules, widespread agreement on standards and formats, and a fundamental shift in mindset and culture is going to be required to enable the adoption of these technologies at a wholesale level. But I think it was Bain & Company who estimated that $1.1 trillion worth of trade could be unlocked by distributed ledger and blockchain by 2026. So it's certainly something worth exploring.
Michael, how are these increased levels of automation impacting banking processes? And what are the long-term benefits of such shifts?
Yeah, another good question, Christine. So if I take the example from trade finance, when a letter of credit is put in place, consistency between documents and the governing transaction itself is key. It can take up to 2 days and considerable expertise to check a set of documents, and mistakes can be costly not only in terms of the fees charged by banks, but also from the delay in being able to clear goods at the end destination. And it's not actually that uncommon for goods to arrive at their destination before those documents clear the banking system, adding additional warehousing, storage, and demurrage charges. So there's several benefits in that respect to increased automation. Increased accuracy of checking and the repeatability gained through automated processes will reduce that risk of delay in processing, also reducing the cost per transaction, which, as we said, is going to ultimately democratize trade and make financing more accessible, in particular for those SMEs. Furthermore, leveraging technology future-proofs us as an industry, At the moment, there's a key dependency in the industry on people with long-standing experience and expertise in this space. And as time goes on, more of those people will exit the workforce without a conveyor belt of replacement talent. So technology really can soften the impact of this, whilst the applicability, as we discussed, of new cutting-edge technologies such as blockchain and artificial intelligence is attracting that new talent into an area where they wouldn't necessarily have considered this before.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you for having me, Christine.
And thank you everyone for watching. For more stories like this, please log on to asiatimesfinancial.com for the best Asia news on markets, economies, and more. I'm Christine Zhou reporting for ATF TV.